Hey guys, this is Eileen from Lemme Learn. In light of all that has been happening in our country and across the globe, we would like to share with you an activity that you can do with your teen or young adult with special needs. We're going to show you how your child can make spaghetti with some tips and tricks that will hopefully make it stress-free and fun. Let's get started. Even with the recipe at hand, you want to break down the instructions into small visual steps. Here, after reading through the recipe, we use the whiteboard to write and draw out each step that allows us to easily refer to. Next, we want to bring out all the ingredients we already have and lay it on the table. We let our students take their time reading labels and using their lists. After having everything on the table, we then want them to write out the ingredients that they need to buy from the store. Unfortunately, at this point in time, they will not be able to go out and buy ingredients just for this activity. So we will do another video showing the little details they need to pay attention to when they shop for groceries. Next, the very crucial step is to wash their hands with soap. After, we have our students divide up the tasks.
Do the meat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, do the vegetables. The spaghetti, I'll do, okay?
Yeah.
You'll want to lay out all the ingredients so that everything can be seen. Next step, wash the chicken and pat dry with a paper towel. Get a chopping board and a knife that you can handle and cut the chicken into large cubes. Season your chicken with half a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of pepper. If it helps, put the salt and the pepper in a small bowl first before pouring onto the chicken. Now you will want to boil the water for the spaghetti. When the water boils like this, put in the spaghetti. I don't break mine, but hey, you want to break? Can also. Set the timer to remind you when the spaghetti is cooked. Next, let's have fun cutting the veggies. This part can be very stressful if you want it perfectly cut. But stress-free when you realize that the shape doesn't really matter. They're gonna eat it anyway. It does help when you have a little trash can there to collect the skin. Vegetable skin lah, not finger skin. But if you're really nervous about fingers being cut, an option is to wrap Band-Aid around the fingers. But honestly, it's not necessary because after cutting oneself one time, we learn. We have some visuals handy just in case our students need to refer to it. Here is a beginner way to cut the carrots. It's easy and frustration-free. However, we have been learning how to dice vegetables, so this student right here is trying out his new technique. Next, we cut the celery. The first way is the easy way, the beginner way, and then here we are also showing you a more advanced way. Now to cut the garlic. A beginner way to cut the garlic is to cut it one by one clove at a time, but a more advanced way is to line it up like this. Instead of telling them what to do each step of the way, we try to say, hey, what's next? Directing them to the board to look at where they left off. This helps with visual discrimination and eye tracking, and to be honest, this is not very easy when they start, but builds many skills when mastered. Now time to cook the chicken. We first start off with putting the oil. We will show you a stressful version and a stress-free version after re-evaluating and doing better the next time. Put the chicken in, ensuring the plate is not too high from the wok to prevent from splashing. We use a spatula to turn the chicken around, but if the student struggles with maneuvering the spatula, you can always use tongs as an alternative. We try to set a timer for everything, especially if estimating time is not our student's strong point. But if working memory is also not a student's strength, we can write down what the timer is for and put the timer on top of it. As always, we get them to go back and check for the next step. Now we want to put in all the veggies into the wok, starting with the onion and harder vegetables because that one will take longer to cook, and leaving the garlic to go in last. Aha! Now we want to show you the stress-free version of putting oil into the wok. See? #LemmeLearn. Adjusting the fire is also not easy for some of our folks, so you can talk them through until they get the hang of it. Keep the fire small so that even if they take a longer time to move, you know that your food will not burn. For students who have sensory sensitivities and going near the fire just feels too hot, we suggest wearing well-fitted rubber gloves. Make sure to stir evenly so that it does not burn. Again, we set the timer for 5 minutes to cook the veggies. Ooh, time's up. So first we turn off the timer, then we turn off the fire. Smells good! Now it is time for us to put in the chicken, the tomatoes, the spaghetti sauce, and half a jar of water. And then after that, we're gonna set the timer for another 15 minutes to allow it to simmer. At this point, you can taste and season with salt to ensure that it tastes good. Finally, after the 15-minute timer has gone, you can do this optional step, which is to put the spaghetti into the sauce. Now let's try it and see.
Not bad.
How does it taste like?
Lovely, all the herbs and tomato blending together well.
And the final step after all that eating is to clean up the utensils and the space. So do give it a try and let us know what you think. And as always, let's learn together.
I just being funny.